Hello, y'all. This is Laurie with Laurie with Eatly Crafting. How y'all doing this afternoon on this thankful Thursday? It's Thursday already, y'all. It's Thursday already. How y'all doing? Welcome. We are in the Stand Tall Crafting Group. And we have a great lineup still to go. I'm starting us off. Woo. I'm starting us off, right? So welcome. The Stand Tall Crafting Group is hosted by Krista Vollmer. She has her own page, Crafts by Krista, with a K, both K's, Crafts and Krista is with a K. So you can, she does not go live, but she hosts these events and she does craft. And she does some awesome little items. And you can check her page out on Facebook. And she can help you out with whatever it is that she's got, or if she wants something specific, you can get with her, and she can do that too. Good afternoon, Linda. Hey, Debbie. How y'all doing, beautiful ladies? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. But I'm starting us off today. Up after me is Your Craft Cottage with Miss Beautiful Giselle. In cold Massachusetts. The temperature today in South Georgia is about 55 degrees. The sun's out, but it's still cool. It's not, if you're in the sun, you can warm up. But if you're got where the wind could blow and it will get you, it cools you off pretty quick. But anyway, and after her is Sandy's Burlap and Bling Creations. And then at 4 Central, 5 Eastern will be Sunshine Designs with Miss Sherry. And then after Miss Sherry will be Ronnie's Chaotic Crafts. We all love Miss Ronnie. I wish I had her sense of humor. She's just a fun person to watch. And then after her is the beautiful Miss Misty with the Crafty Farmers. And to close us out, and then we have J Will Creations with Miss Janice. And close us out tonight is Crafting with the Sassy Chicks with Miss Deborah. So, y'all, we got a great event today, so I appreciate if y'all be there today. Hey, Keffany, how you doing, beautiful? Thank you for sprinkling me. Thank you. Good afternoon, Miss Krista. How you doing, beautiful? Got me sprinkled. Awesome sauce. Still covered in white stuff. Oh, goodness. Ugh, goodness. Yeah, now this weekend, they said it's cloudy in North Georgia. Is it cloudy in North Georgia? Well, we're getting ready to have some pretty frigid temperatures this weekend. I pulled up the weather, was it yesterday? Yesterday afternoon, and they said Sunday morning it's supposed to be 17 degrees. That is cold for us Georgia folks. We're not even quite sure how to handle it, but we managed to make do, right? My fireplace has been wide open for the last 2 weeks. But I'd rather burn my fireplace and keep from the heat kicking on every time you turn around and lower my light bill, right? And we've got a great place here locally that has that sells nothing but firewood. And for a whole trailer load is like $60. And that's fantastic. As much as it lowers my light bill, I'll do it in a heartbeat. Right? Hey, Nora, how you doing, beautiful? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Now, if I start buffering or freezing up, however you want to put it, let me know and I will turn off my laptop. I told my grandson from 2 to 3, stay off the internet. Just leave it alone. I think what it is he's got things going on in there because he homeschools. And then I've got things going on out here and it's just too much for it. So we have negative double digits for over a week. Oh my goodness. No, I can't do that. I just can't. My bones can't do it. I told my husband last night when we were going to church, I said, my back has been absolutely killing me this week. I said, and I know what it is. It's these frigid weather, and old Arthur is just eating it up, you know. arthritis and cold weather are not a good mix. Are not a good mix. Yeah, we are so blessed, Tiffany. Yes, we are. So let's get started because I got a little bit I want to do. Thank you for sprinkling the blessings, beautiful Nora. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. And I'm sorry and I apologize for last week. I was not feeling good. I was sick and I had forgot to check in, and poor Miss Krista, and I don't blame her. She had to go ahead and get somebody to take my spot because, you know, she's got life going on other than this event. I had to adjust my pillow, y'all. It was cattywampus. and I totally understand it. But I apologize for telling y'all that I was going to be here and I was not, because, she had to reschedule me. I forgot to check in. I was not feeling good. But Friday morning, I was at the doctor's office and I had a severe sinus infection, fever, the whole 9 yards. I had to be tested for the old C word and for the flu. Praise God, I didn't have either one of them, just a sinus infection, but it was a doozy. Because up until yesterday, I was still having sinus pressure, and I'm not near as nasally today as I have been in the last few days. So that's good. So it's getting better, right? And I've been on antibiotics since Friday. So almost a week now, because tomorrow's Friday, right? Whoop, whoop, it's Friday. The weekend's right around the corner. All right, y'all, let's get started. So quick, yapping my jaws. I've got this surface here, and I got it from the Dollar Tree. And it's, you know, the oval shape with the routed edges. But I'm going to tell y'all, this piece of wood right here was in rough shape. I mean, it had all kind of burrs and splinters and everything else all along the edge, all along the back lip, all of it. So I completely sanded it down really good and then went around through with this router would cut this out. I mean, it was really, really rough. So I probably spent 35, 40 minutes hand sanding this to get it so that it's in the shape that I don't mind putting something on it. But the shape that it was in, it wouldn't have mattered how good you put something on it. It would have made it look bad because the wood was just so jacked up. But that's what you get when you buy it from the Dollar Tree, right? Just saying. Sorry, my nose is still running. My nose is still running. Yes, I am very thankful that I am feeling better, but my nose is still running, which is, I guess that just means everything's still working, right? But it's not nasty no more. Praise God. All right, so I am going to, because this is raw wood, and we all know raw wood likes to suck up some paint. And if your paint is in the slightest bit thick, it's not going to spread well at all. So I like to take some distilled water and I spray my board, and it's going to help the paint move a lot better. Now it will take it a little longer to dry, but it's going to help it move even more. So I'm going to use the Waverly chalk in the color moss. It's one of my favorite colors. But I've had this particular bottle. I'm going to start buying these chalk paints from Waverly at the Walmart. I'm going to start buying the small bottles because the big bottles seem to get really, really thick. At about a quarter of the bottle left, and it drives me nuts. I'm like, I'm not going to waste it. So I'm constantly adding water and stirring it and all the things, trying to get all the use out of it for the money that I spent with it, right? Okay, so let's get started. Anybody got any big plans other than staying home and staying warm? I know that's probably what we're going to do. In fact, my husband said yesterday, when we were getting ready to go to church last night, he said, as cold as the temperature's going to be this weekend, I don't think we're going to do anything that considers being outside. Because I think the high for Sunday, or the high for Saturday is like 30. And then the high for Sunday is like 28. So it's only going to get from 17 to 28. And it's not warm, by no means. By no means. You know, we came home from church last night, and it was still 40 degrees, but man, I was freezing to pieces. I was like, dang, I'm cold. And he's like, and it ain't even bad right now. I said, I know. But I think because of the cold weather, it's affected my neuropathy as well, because last night my feet were frozen. And I had socks on, and I don't usually wear socks. I mean, if you looked at my feet right now, you'd see I don't have socks on. I got shoes on, but I don't have socks on. It's just weird like that. I'm just weird like that. I don't do socks real good. So I was supposed to paint the edges first, but I was jacking my jaws. I'm not paying attention, so we're going to probably get paint all over us. But I do have lotion on my hands. And if you're a creative and you do any crafting with paint and make a mess, like I have a tendency to do, putting lotion on your hands does not keep the paint from getting on your hands, because it's still going to get on your hands. It just makes it easier to, when you go to wash your hands, to get it off, rather than having to scrub until your hands were raw. And if you're anything like me, because of the medications that I take, when I do a lot of scrubbing, our heat went out, so we kind of hunkered down with the fireplace and electric heaters. Oh no, Linda, please stay warm. Hey, Giselle, hey, beautiful, how you doing? You ready, girl? You ready? I hope you're staying warm too. I know it's cold up there. My dad lives up there in New Hampshire, in Seabrook, New Hampshire, which is right on the Massachusetts line. And my stepbrother, who lives right next door to my dad, and my stepmom, he's disabled, but he has a plow that he puts on his truck. And when the weather's like this and tons of snow, he is out in this weather at wee hours of the morning when there's no traffic, plowing parking lots and stuff like that. You know, he lets the city do their part, but as far as the parking lots and all that kind of stuff, he helps with all that stuff. So he works pretty much through the night and then sleeps during the day. But he is a retired firefighter, and he's seen a lot of things and has severe PTSD because of that. You're very welcome, Giselle. I want everybody to be good. I want everybody to be good. I do. I pray for y'all. I do. So we're going to dry this up. Like I said, it might take a little longer to dry because we did add the water to our surface so that it was easier for the paint to move, especially when your paint gets thick. Hey, Loris, how you doing, beautiful? Yeah, we get to, I love watching creatives, all creatives, all crafters. I love to watch them because I love to be inspired by what other people would do with certain items, you know, that you don't never think of. And it's great to be inspired by something because, you know, not all of our minds work the same. And when somebody does something, you go, dang, I never thought of that, you know? So you learn something new, and I love that. I love that about watching creators. Hey, Christine, how you doing, beautiful friend? How you doing? How you doing? Giselle, what's your temperatures up there today, girlfriend? What's the temperatures up there today? I know my stepbrother posted a picture day before yesterday, and they're expecting 24 inches. Whew. That's 2 feet of snow. That's a lot of snow. It don't sound like a lot when you say 2 feet. But when you add in 24, and when you say 24 inches instead, that's a lot of snow to be moving around. And I'm just thankful that he lives right next door to my father and my stepmother so that he can actually get out there and shovel their driveway and all the things so that if they need to get out, they can. You know, because that's just, you know, the older we get, the harder it is. I gotta go, but I'll try to finish replay tonight, my sweet. Thank you, Tiffany, for being here. I understand, girl. I understand. Life happens. We got things going on, and it don't never stop. Just because we like to craft or watch crafters and all the things, we still got things going on. We still got things going on. Life don't stop because we like to craft. We like to think it would, but it don't. It don't. Now I see this. Now I see. Hey, Peggy, how you doing? Got home from getting hair done. Awesome. That always makes you feel good when you get to get your hair done. See a couple spots that I missed here, so I'm just going to go back over that on the edges right here. So back over that. Make sure we got it all covered. Got it all covered. And then I'm going to dry her up. And we're going to do some crackling. Now, I've already painted the back while I was prepping, getting ready, and trying to figure out what I was going to do, because I didn't know what I was going to do till I got out here and started plundering around on my stuff. Hey, Teresa, how you doing, beautiful? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, Karen. Hey, girl. Hey, how you doing, sweetie? Oh, still missed a spot. Still missed a spot. Looking right at it, still missed it. Goodness gracious. Need to get my eyes checked. It's 5 here. Oh, good gosh. Yeah, I think Miss Keffany had to leave us. I think she had something she had to go take care of. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday morning, but it was just a follow-up for my medications that I take. You know, they got to do that for insurance purposes. You know, and it's sad because my doctor that we've been going to for the last 28 years, he's fixing to retire. But, you know, he deserves it. He's 79 years old, and he's still doctoring. But now he's not. Hey, Joyce, how you doing, beautiful? How you doing? And hey, Sherry. Hey, girl, hey. He's still doctoring, but he's not full doctoring. He's just doing clinicals now. Because he's up there in age, and he needed to take some of the weight off his shoulder, you know. But I told him, I said, my husband and I both, we've been going to him for about 28 years, and we're going to miss him. We're going to miss him. But, you know, it's time for him to take it easy. And I was talking to him yesterday when I was in there, and he said, you know, the sad thing is my body's still going to wake up every morning to get ready to go to work, even though I'm not going to go to work. I said, yeah, we got to retrain everything, right? Thank you for sprinkling, Sherry. Thank you so much. And Miss Sherry is up later. She is up later. In fact, up after me, like I said, if you missed out when I read the graphic, we've had some changes done to it from the one that I posted. But after me is Your Craft Cottage with Giselle. And then following after her is Sandy's Burlap and Bling Creations. Then we're going to have Sunshine Designs with Miss Sherry. Then we're going to have Ronnie's Chaotic Crafts. Followed by her is The Crafty Farmer with Miss Misty. And then we're going to have J Will Creations with Miss Janice. And closing us out is Crafting with the Sassy Chicks 101 with Sweet Deborah. Sweet and sassy Deborah. She can be sassy. She can be. But 90% of the time, she's a sweetheart. Yeah. But I wouldn't want to make her mad. I'm just saying. Okay, so now we got it good and dry, and I am going to use the Dixie Belle Crackle Medium. I know you can use glue, just plain old Elmer's glue, but I've got it, and it was gifted to me, so I'm going to use it, right? It's 34 here in East Tennessee right now, and we're under a winter weather warning starting tomorrow afternoon. Oh, no, Nora. Yeah, my husband let me know that he came home yesterday afternoon from work and said that he has, he's got to go on another business trip for the school that he's an instructor at. And it's going to be in March. And he said, you wouldn't believe, he said, we got to fly to Tennessee. So he's got to take a flight out of Valdosta, Georgia. To fly to Atlanta. to take a flight from Atlanta to Tennessee. That's a 1 hour flight. I was like, well, he's like, but it's the state. The state don't care. The state don't care. Thank you, Nora. I'm loving it too, girl. I'm loving it too. And the longer I have it, the better I like it. The better I like it. Because it's so easy. So easy. Okay, we're just going to go ahead on with the crackle medium. And I'm just going to do, no, I might do the edges too. So I might need to go ahead and put it on the edges too. We'll get that first. Because we know it's easier to put your, whatever you're putting on, whether it's paint or crackle medium or whatever, it's always easier if you put it on the edges first. Then you got something to hold when you do in the middle, right? Now this crackle medium has to be completely dried once you before you put your layer on top of it. So you have to dry this one completely. And the further you stretch it out, the smaller the crackle's going to be. So I kind of want to go with the light crackle. Hey, Sheila Little Treasures. How you doing, beautiful? How you doing? How's your weather, girl? I was over there in Canada. How's your weather? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I lived up there with my dad, because my dad's a Canadian, and he was a truck driver, and I was 7 or 8, and we lived there for a couple years because he was truck driving, and they wanted to save money to be able to buy a house. So my dad moved my mom and my sister and I to Canada to live with his parents. And we went to school there and the whole 9 yards. And man, I remember growing up, and they'd have a snowstorm, and the plow would come and plow the road so the buses and stuff could get through to pick kids up, because they didn't call off school when they had a snowstorm. You went to school. If the buses could move, you went to school. And I remember one time we went out there to get on the bus stop, get on the bus, and we were waiting on the bus at the bus stop at the end of the driveway. And when the plow had come by and plowed the road, it just pushed it all up on a big mound. Well, my sister and I decided we're going to run up on top of that mound where it had snowed several times, so we just kept adding it to it and adding it to it and adding it to it. Well, I ran to the top of that mound of snow, and I'm telling you, I was 7, 8 years old. I wasn't real tall, which I'm not real tall now. I'm average. But my waist, the telephone lines, the power lines were right here. Right across my midsection was the power lines. So that's how big that darn snow pile was. It was a mess, but they didn't call off school because of snow. That's for sure. That is for sure. But they're prepared for it. They are ready and got all the equipment for it. But down here, the whole town shuts down and acts stupid. Then you got these goofballs that want to get out there in the midst of it, and get out there and play in the snow. And I'm not talking about playing in the snow with just you. They want to get out there with vehicles and act really stupid. Yeah, how are you feeling, Sheila? We're having a heat wave here in the west central Texas. 60 degrees by Saturday, high back in the 30s, right? That's what I was saying earlier. I think Sunday morning it's supposed to be in the teens. I think the low is 17 degrees. And South Georgia just is not prepared for that kind of cold. So we're going to have everything ready to go but now we're not looking to have no rain or no snow or anything like that in this vicinity of Georgia down here in the south. But I know northern Georgia and the Carolinas are looking at getting snow this weekend too. Again, hey Sue, how you doing, beautiful? Thank you for sprinkling. Thank you so much. Hey Queen Bee, Bits and Bobbles. Hey Bronya, how you doing, sweet friend? How you doing? Thank y'all for popping in. I appreciate you. I do. You're in Virginia. Yeah, Virginia's probably gonna get a bunch of snow too. I know my stepsister and her kids, they all live in Virginia. They live on the West Virginia line, so they get all that winter weather. But they're used to it because they were born and raised in Massachusetts, so they're used to it, you know. But my stepsister is an animal lover, and she has trail horses and stuff like that, and hunting dogs, and she's the farm life. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. I made that a couple weeks ago. I believe I made that right before I went to my mama's, which was this past weekend. I've been home a week. So, hey, Melissa Rose. How you doing, beautiful? How you doing? Thank you for sprinkling, sweetie. Thank you. I've noticed, and probably all you other creatives have noticed, that this last update, I have had several people that I follow on a regular basis. Either I've been unfollowed, and or my notifications have been turned off. So y'all that follow creatives on a regular basis, you need to go and check and make sure that the people that you normally follow, you're still following, and your notifications are turned on, because a bunch of them, I was looking this morning because I was noticing there was a couple of people that I watched that I haven't been seeing, and I know they've been on. Hey Tina, how you doing, beautiful? Thank you for being here. Thank you. And I was like, what in the world? So I went and checked this morning, and I was just looking, and there were several of them that my notifications have been turned off. And there was 3 different creatives that I watch on a regular basis. My follow button was turned off. You're okay, Tina. You're okay. I'm just thankful you're here, girlfriend. And if you can't make it, thank goodness we do have replay for at least 30 days, right? So, and I always, when I do a video, y'all, if y'all don't know, I do have a YouTube page, and it's the same, Laurie's Resiliently Crafting, a YouTube page. So if there's a video that you missed or you want to go back and see and Facebook has already deleted it, I move all my videos over to my YouTube channel. So you can go over there and check that out. And I would really, really appreciate if all y'all great people would go over there that use YouTube and follow me, because my subscribers is just low, real low. So needless to say, they don't push none of my stuff out because, you know, and I don't go live because you have to have a certain amount of followers before they let you go live. And I would appreciate that. I would. I don't never say anything about it. And I thought, you know, people don't know if you don't tell them, right? Some people are like, well, I don't know if she does or not. But if you can't find it, if you go on my main page and go to my link tree, my link to my YouTube is in there. You just click on that and then just hit that little thumbs up and like the little like button, and it will turn everything on for you. And I believe that's how you follow as well. Look at them stars, Sue. Thank you, girl. Thank you. I appreciate you. I do. Hey, Melanie. How you doing, beautiful? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are just drying our crackle medium on this oval that I got from the Dollar Tree. I think it was $3. I'm thinking it was $3. I'm not positive. It was either 3 or 5. And I'm thinking it was 3. And I know why it was 3, because they don't take the time to sand these pieces of wood down at all. And it took me a good 35, 45 minutes to get just the roughness off of this wood so that I could use it for this project. Thank you for sprinkling, Melanie. Thank you. Hey, Michelle, how you doing, beautiful? Thank you for being here. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. I do. Okay, now it kind of looks like it's still wet, but it is not. Okay, now I'm going to use the same brush with the moss on it, and then we're going to crackle over top of it with the Waverly celery. And the celery. And I have added water to this. I have. I love those emojis, y'all. Awesome. Oh, darn my nose. Okay. So we're going to take the celery, and I am going to just add it to my edges first. Now, unfortunately, because I do have the medium on there, I can't spray it to help it move. So we're just going to have to work with it, right? We're just going to have to work with it. We're just going to have to work with it. How you doing, Melanie? How you doing? What's your weather like, girlfriend? What's your weather like? It is pretty nice out here today in South Georgia. But now I'm not looking forward to the weekend. I was picking on the ladies at church last night. I said, well, y'all better be ready for come Sunday morning to come to church. Y'all better have your long johns on, because it's going to be cold. If you don't have long johns, just put you some leggings on and then put you another pair of pants on, because it's going to be cold. We laughed. It was funny. Because we're just not used to this, It's just not something that we're used to. Okay, what is that? Oh, it's the bubbles. It did bubble a little bit. Probably got it too hot, but it's okay. Just gonna add character to it. And I can sand it back. And you don't want to work it too much, because even though it's dry, you don't want to put too much paint over top of it, because then you're not going to see the crackle as well. And it's okay if it's not full coverage, because we're doing crackle, y'all. We're doing crackle. Okay. All right. We're done with that. Hey, Julie, how you doing? You love the color green? Me too. It's one of my favorites. It's my favorite color because there's so many different shades of it. Okay. So we're going to dry her up. Oop, it splattered. Boop. Uh-oh. I don't need to do that. We'll just dry it. We're just going to dry it. We're going to dry it. Oh, yeah, it's crackling for sure. It is. Oh, don't want to get it down there too much, because we'll bubble. Yeah, keep your tool moving. Keep that tool moving. But it's crackling. And the good thing about this medium is the longer you wait on it, until you put a sealer on it, it's going to keep crackling. Wind chill about -5 with 5 inches of snow, but we're used to the northeast weather. Oh my goodness. Whew, around teens. Goodness gracious. No, thank you. Yeah, it's gonna be in the teens Sunday morning, and we dreading it. We dreading it because we're just not ready. We're not used to it. We're not used to this kind of weather. We're not used to this kind of cold. But I'm telling you, this coming summer and fall, our fruit trees are going to be probably full, because it's been a long time since we've had a good cold winter set in. And we know our fruit trees love, other than oranges, and I don't think it hurts the oranges as bad as people make it out to in Florida, but it's good for the peach trees and some of the apple trees. Hey, Candace, how you doing, girl? How you doing? Oh, thank you, Teresa. Thank you. Welcome, sweet friend. You're from South Carolina? Well, my mama, my sister, and my baby brother live in Monroe, North Carolina, which is right on the South Carolina, North Carolina line. And I just went up there and visited my mama, not this past week, the weekend before, because my mama, she turned 80, January 6th. And you love Georgia peaches? I do too. And I've got 3 Georgia peach trees. If I can keep the squirrels from getting them before I get them. Last year, because they're cold, doesn't stay long enough for our trees. In the last several years, we haven't had real good luck with our peaches. In fact, last year, hey, Amy, how you doing? Did you see what happened to Angie Boggs' phone? Yes, I did. That was terrible. I'm just praise God that nobody was there. You know, it's just a building. The building can be fixed. I'm just thankful that there was nobody there when it happened. You're watching from Iowa. Is it cold and snowy up there? Is it cold and snowy up there? Oh, we're sticking. Okay, we got some crackle. Not a lot, but we got some. But like I said, with this crackle medium, even though you're done with it, it's still going to continue to crackle until you put a sealer on it. I'm going to take my scraper tool here, and we are going to get this paint up off of here just so we don't get it on something that we don't want it on. And I know it's glass, and it probably scratches it, but you know what? I craft on it, and it's not where it's a looking through type thing, you know, like your glasses that you wear. It's a crafting glass, so it's okay if it scratches it. It's not going to bother me. It's not. As long as I can see them lines in there, I'm good with it. Okay, here we go. So rather than sitting there fighting with a liquid and trying to get it, you're 2 hours from there. Awesome. Next time I come up that way, I'll have to give you a holler, because I know there was somebody else. It was Robin Hastings. I'm supposed to meet up with her next time. We were supposed to meet up this last time I went up there, but it was her husband's birthday and the weekend that I went up there, and her kids were all planning a big birthday party for her husband, their daddy. So we ended up deciding that the next time I come up that we would get together, because I would love to meet any of my followers, any of my beautiful friends. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Patty Millage. Thank you for sprinkling, beautiful. We don't have any snow right now, but we're almost done with a bit of cold snap here. It's been great weather for crafting, though. Right, Candace? That's one good thing about the crafting. I came out here right after I got home from North Carolina to make sure, because I knew it was fixing to get cold. I had to make sure that my little heater was on. Now, I don't keep it like 70 degrees. in here during the night. But I do keep it in like 55. That way my paints don't go through a freeze, as well as my resin or anything like that. Even your tapes and your glues, it will affect all of that if it's not at a tempered room temperature. But I do that because, you know, we spend a lot of money on that stuff when you start adding it up and adding it up and adding it up. And I sat down, today's Thursday? I think it was Tuesday. I sat down and did up my taxes for the craft room, my crafting page, and what I sell and all the things. And y'all know that this is a new crafts area. Well, and my husband built it. He started last year in May and finished it in November. And he was a one-man band. Other than a little bit, my grandson helped here and there, and my son helped with the roofing and the walls a little bit. But other than that, my husband did 99.9% of it. But I had asked him about just purchasing a pre-made building and then adding to it, just putting insulation, electrical, and all the things. Well, when I went to pricing them at this size or more, I was looking at 18, 20 grand. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. He said, well, we could build one cheaper. Well, I've got it down to exactly how much we spent on building, adding on to our already utility building and insulating all the things, the carport and all the things. And we spent $8,000, $8,030 for my craft space. And it was well worth it. Well worth it. I love my new craft space. I warm it up a bit when I'm in there during the day. Yeah, I do too. But usually if I turn it on, I'll crank it up to like 60, 62, depending on how cold it is or how cold I am. Okay, this is the print we're using. I believe this came from, it's either Trailside Designs or Vintage Grace Decor by Stacy. I'm not sure which one because I just save them in my phone. It don't say on there who made it, right? But it's either one of those. Hey, Angie, welcome, welcome. And I'm loving my space. Yeah, so we saved at least 12 grand on building this ourselves versus us buying a pre-built. And, you know, and even if you get the pre-built, you're still going to have to insulate it. You're still going to have to put power in it and flooring and all the things. You know, so we saved 12 grand. Well, that's awesome, Sue. If I had a basement, that's where mine would be too, but I don't have a basement. All right, so we're going to use this right here, and it says, home is where the heart is. And I just love it. I think and I love the greens with it. So I thought that this would be awesome to use on this round. So I went ahead and marked. You can see where I creased the edges, just laying it on this round. And I'm going to set this over there, and hopefully it's going to do some more crackling while we pull it down, right? So I am going to take my tearing tool, and we are going to attempt, no we're not, I'm telling a story. We're going to use a water pen, is what we're going to do. We're going to use the water pen. Remember where I put it. Those don't have water in it. Where'd I do with it? I know I got one. Oh, I got a ton of them. But to find one that's got water in it is the trick. There it is. I found it. I found it. Thank you, Melody. I'm doing good, Angie. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Okay, this is just a Dollar Tree water pens. For a while there, you were able to find them. Now, I am going to tell you, when I took this print, this just printed. Uh-oh, my battery's at 20%. Hold on, y'all. Let me go ahead and stick my charger in there so I don't lose y'all. I don't want to lose y'all. I don't want to lose y'all. Okay, we charging now. We good. We good. We golden. All right. When I just printed this off my regular printer and just regular copy paper. And then when I brought it in by Craft Space, I use what's the name of it? Hold on, let me grab it and I'll show you. It's just easier to do that. But I sprayed it down with that so that none of my ink would run when I add a top coat. It's the Krylon Workable Fix-A-Fit. Fix it. I can't say it, but that's what I use, y'all. I cannot find it in our Walmart. You used to be able to buy it in Walmart, but since they've remodeled our Walmart, they took a lot of things out that don't sell a lot. And that was one of them, but they're like, they don't care that a crafter down the road, 2 or 3 crafters down the road might use it. So I have to order that on Amazon. Okay, so now I'm going to go around with my water pen. I can get it to do what it's supposed to do. And because I did spray it down, I don't have to worry about my ink, bleeding. There we go. Hey, Joe. How you doing, beautiful? How you doing? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I do. Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit at a time here. Just kind of rub it in. Because like I said, this is just regular old copy paper. And I'm just going to try to go along. It doesn't have to be perfect because I like the jagged edges anyway. And most of the time I use my tearing tool that gives me the extreme jagged edges. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, see, as you can see, like right there, I still got some of the white. So I'm going to make sure that I go back over that with my water and make sure that white gets gone. We don't want the white. Like I said, it's okay if it's not completely oval like what the lines have got. Okay. Yep, got it. We got it. Let's do some more. And again, up after me is Miss Giselle with Your Craft Cottage. So y'all are not going to want to miss out because we still have several. Like I said, I'm starting us off today, y'all. Y'all got me just starting it out. But we still have a fantastic lineup to go for the rest of the day. And I'm sure there will be plenty of items that'll be inspiring. It's not only inspiring, but beautiful as well. Because everybody here that is in the lineup has their own different style. None of us do exactly the same. None of us, we could take the exact same print and piece of wood and it still not turn out the same. Because we all have our own different tastes. We all have our different opinions. We're all individuals, right? That's how God made us. It'd be a pretty boring world if we all did everything the same. Hey, Ronnie. Hey, girl. Hey, you doing that ugly job thing? You had that ugly job thing? Don't get in trouble, sister. Don't get in trouble. I hate for you to get in trouble because you're at work. But shh, we won't tell nobody. Okay. All right. So we got a couple little pointed edges here, but it's all right. We're just going to pull it down. Let's get rid of all this. We don't need all that. Get it out of the way. Cover this up. You wipe up my water so we don't make a mess. All right. Well, I covered it up. Look here. I still got this one whole side right there that's still got a bunch of white on it. So we need to get it off. I need to get it off. And I could just take it and leave it the way it is and do some blending with paint. But because we did the crackle, I'm not wanting to do that because I don't want to take away from my crackle. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Oop, get back over there. Sorry, y'all, if I'm sticking my tongue out. Sometimes it helps us creators concentrate. Okay, now, put that away. Okay, so now we got our print. And I'm loving it, loving it. All right. And because it's on regular paper, and we still got some white up here, so we're going to pull this off too. Let me just use this real quick. Here we go. Just makes it a little easier, something to pull it on. Like I said, it does not have to be perfect. I like the jagged edges and the difference of it. It does not have to be perfect by no means. But we still need it to fit on there, right? We still need it to fit on there. So let's pull some more because it's still just a little bit too long. I don't want to get my bow. I want my bow on there. Of course, I'm going to put a bow on it. And if I don't finish this during the live, y'all, I will make sure that I get a picture posted in the group as well as on my page so that you can see the completed project and what it's going to look like. I will. Okay, now I think we're good. There we go. We got it. Because we only got about 12 minutes. Because I've been running my mouth and all the things. All right, I am going to use Waverly varnish and the matte and the reason why I like this is because it's truly matte. So if I get it on the edges, it's not going to change the matte tone that we have that I love. So I'm going to put it on there and we're going to line it up. I think, you know what? My little shape here is kind of looking like a heart, isn't it? Kind of looking like a heart. And I'm still going at it, ain't I? There we go. All right. But before we do that, I am going to take my I don't know if I want to use that or if I want to use ink. Well, we're going to start off with this. Hey, Donna's Crafts. How you doing, beautiful? How you doing? Okay. Let me grab another paper towel. Push that up out of the way. And I do want to get my edges just so that we hide if any of the white paper shows through. I don't want to see the white paper. And it's just going to add to the vintage flair, which is my fave. I'm vintage and I love vintage. Vintage, rustic. That's my style. I love it. You may not like the vintage or the rustic style. If you don't like it, you don't have to do this. You can do it on the same thing and just don't do your edges. Don't put your wax on your edges. Just leave them the way they are. And it's still pretty, but it's just not my taste. Like I said, we all have different tastes. We all have different styles. And it all depends on what you like, right? And that just enhanced it, as you can see. But I like it. I like it a lot. Move that out of the way. Put that right there. Okay, now let me get my, let's see, where's the brush I'm going to use? Let's grab a Mod Podge brush. Let's grab a Mod Podge brush. Now that I'm putting this varnish on here, it is going to stop any more crackling going on with the medium. It shuts it down. It does. It stops it from doing any more crackling, which is a good thing if you want it to, but it would have been fine if I had left it. But you put anything, whether it's the varnish or polyacrylic, you put anything like that on top of it. Now I need to stand up, make sure I get it in the center. Get it in the center. I'm just going, whoop. Yep. It's a good thing about it being on regular paper. You couldn't have done that with a napkin. You would have had to do that with, all right, now, let's grab this right here. And I'm just going to go back over it where I've pulled it back up and it's attached to the paper. And we're going to pull it down. Put some more on there. Get it back up underneath the paper. Get it good and wet so that it will adhere like it's supposed to. Because I pulled it up so it kind of went on the paper and not on the project. Okay. Okay, now I am going to grab, what I do with them. Let's just use this. I'm going to take my little squeegee right here and I'm just going to rub it down just to get any wrinkles, bubbles, anything like that that might still be holding up in there that I didn't push out while I was doing all that. Just pull it to the edge and you probably will see some of your varnish or Mod Podge or whatever will come out, which is fine. It's not a bad thing. Because now I'm going to take the Mod Podge on top of that. Welcome, Karen. Thank you, Ronnie. You're such a sweetheart. I'm just going to take my varnish and go back over top of it. And what you're seeing is not the actual ink coming back through. It's the wax that I put on the edges of it. Okay. So we're going to dry this. We're going to dry this. And then we will add some more to it. And usually when you, because the paper will want to wrinkle some, and once you start drying it, you can go back over it with like your squeegee, and it'll pull those back out of there. And I just like to, once it's dry some, I just like to use my fingers because it's easier to maneuver the bubbles. You just make sure you don't burn your hands. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, thank you. But I will complete this. I've got a bow. I've got some greenery over here, right here, as well as some fabric. And I am going to use a little bit of this real pale pink, because if you look at it real close, you can see the little roses right here are that pale pink, and I just want a hint of it. Hey Janice, how you doing? How you doing? So I am going to continue on with this, and I will be watching y'all as the next Miss Giselle is up and the other creatives that are on there, and sharing you out through my group and some other groups that I'm in. So y'all, I want to make sure. And yesterday they were working. Let's see if they're going to work today. Let's see if they will. Whoa. There's some love for y'all, because I love each and every one of y'all. I really and truly do. And I pray for y'all. Please stay safe, stay warm, and make sure that if you have to get out there and shovel any snow, that you're taking all precautions. Make sure you got plenty of fluids in your system, because even though it's cold outside, we still got to have fluid. We still got to have fluids in our system, y'all. And a lot of people tend to ignore that when the occasion arises, and that's not a good thing by no means. You have got to stay hydrated at all times. We all have to stay hydrated. Even though it's cold outside, we still got to have hydration. So y'all, please stay safe and keep yourself prepared and ready for the terrible weather. You're very welcome, Krista. Thank you for having me. And I apologize for the other day and me not checking in, but I want to blame it on that I was not feeling good. I was sick, and come to find out, I was pretty sick. It's like I told my doctor yesterday when I went to go for my follow-up. I said, I don't usually get sinus infections. I haven't had a sinus infection like the one that I've had this go around in a long time. I said, but this one was been a doozy, because it took forever for the sinus pressure to let loose. I was like, golly, please just give me some break. Give me a break. It didn't matter if I took, even though I was on the antibiotics, it was still my head was hurting. Just sinus pressure. That's all it was. It wasn't no joke. That's what he said too. It wasn't no joke. He said it was a doozy. I said, well, if you're going to do it, you got to do it all the way, right? I don't go halfway with nothing. I go all the way. So y'all get ready to go over there and see Miss Giselle. She's going to be up, and she's probably already on, and Miss Krista's getting her shared into the group. So I love y'all. I thank you so much for being here. And I can't even tell you when I'm coming live again. I don't know. I forgot to look. All I know is I look at my calendar and I'm like, okay, what's next? What's the next day? Hey, Doodle Denise Designs. Hi, my beautiful sister. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing. And like I said, I will post a picture and put it in the group, as well as on my page. So y'all have a wonderful day. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. I'm loving it too. I'm truly blessed. Truly blessed. And to have friends like y'all just so precious to me. Y'all just don't even know. You keep me going. You do. I love y'all. Go over and see Miss Giselle and the rest of the creatives that are going to be on later today. Y'all have a blessed day. I love you. And there's my little